everyone to Slugfest World T20. Barely 3.5 hours to go before the World 2016 kick starts. The duration of a T20 match is all that separates us from the opener between India and New Zealand. I'm Shivani Gupta. Joining me in our brand new studio is Nikhil Chopra, resident cricket expert. We'll also be joined by our consulting editor Boria Majumdar, who's on ground in Nagpur to get us the latest, and there's lots coming in from Nagpur. We'll also be joined by former Pakistan captain Wasim Akram right here on the show. Remember, lots of controversies happening in the run-up to Pakistan's campaign. First up, India take on New Zealand in the opener later today, with Australia and Pakistan also in the group. Dhoni's men will have their work cut out in the group stage. It's a very, very important opener for them. Nothing less than a win will do. Take a look.
A few days ago I was asked about the Indian team, what do you think of this team? And I said, we are currently the best balanced side in the world.
It's not only one department, batting they've dominated, bowling they started picking up wickets in the first 6 overs, fielding has been outstanding.
If you see the way India is playing, they got a really good batting line.
This team is set for any condition, whether we play in India or outside India. I think it looks like a very balanced team.
It's going to be tough, but we would like to focus on our strengths. The oppositions do not matter for us so much at this stage. Obviously, we need to understand the strengths and weaknesses.
The biggest advantage for India will be home conditions. Last time when India hosted a World Cup, crowds were a 12th man in each match. But the journey towards world superiority won't be easy. India are pooled along with Australia, Pakistan and New Zealand. The Aussies are gunning for the only trophy that's missing from their cabinet, while New Zealand and Pakistan are no pushovers either.
Bowling I have no problem with. Amir, Sami, Irfan, all these guys, Wahab Riaz, their experience and couple of good spinners.
Yeah.
So as long as batting will click, I reckon they probably have a chance to do well in this World Cup.
It's the one trophy that's eluded us, so we're, we want to win every tournament that we play in, every series we play in.
Meanwhile, England and South Africa in Group 1 are almost certain to qualify for the knockouts and will provide India a stern test. India begin their campaign against a plucky New Zealand side in Nagpur, a test that will set the tone for the rest of the tournament for Dhoni and his Devils.
So World Tournament is back in India, and on show will be a bunch of men who are showstoppers in the game of cricket. Expectations will rise. But India's star player Virat Kohli wants to turn all of this into an advantage. He believes this is actually, the favourite stag, is actually an opportunity for the youngsters to gain confidence and deliver. In Nagpur with cameraman Samir Shanbag, Rasesh Mandani for India Today.
So the World T20, the year's biggest cricket tournament, kick-starts later this evening. Ahead of India's opener against New Zealand, cricket legend Sachin Tendulkar spoke exclusively to India Today. The little master spoke about the Kiwi thread and why India are the team to beat.
Sachin, this Indian team all set? Yes, it looks really well balanced. And a few days ago I was asked about the Indian team, what do you think of this team? And I said, we are currently the best balanced side in the world.
Sachin, New Zealand, we have never beaten New Zealand in the T20 format in world competitions. Not that many times we've played, but it's a good side. All-rounders in Corey Anderson and good bowlers in Bolt and McLennan, and Kane Williamson, good batsman. But Brendan McCullum not there, you think that's a problem?
See, New Zealand is a very good side. But without Brendan McCullum's leadership and his batting skills, it's somewhere going to hurt them. In a critical game, it might hurt them. But they've got a good bowling attack. And you see, generally New Zealand have had very, very well balanced and a squad where they may not be big names, but they're effective players. So I think the brand of playing will also change under the leadership of Kane Williamson. Whatever I've seen of Kane Williamson as a batter, he's a brilliant player. I really enjoy watching him. I haven't seen his leadership skills. With McCullum, you could see that he was very attacking, and even in a T20 format, he was not afraid to have catching fielders after the restrictions were over.
But in Nagpur, you think India is still favourites, home conditions against?
Yes, I mean, I would like to back India in any condition. I think we have a very well balanced squad. Even if we are playing on a slow track or a flat track or a seaming track, I think our balance is really good. We are currently the best balanced side in the world. Generally, New Zealand have had a squad where, you know, they may not be big names, but they're effective players. If I have to name two teams from our pool, then it has to be India and Australia.
Sachin Tendulkar right here on India Today throughout the World T20. Let me go across to our guest. Boria Majumdar joins us looking extremely handsome, Boria, in the India jersey. But, you know, you talk about New Zealand side not having Brendan McCullum. But if you look at their list, Ross Taylor, Corey Anderson, Colin Munro, and their captain Kane Williamson, these are T20 specialists. These are big hitters. What do the fans feel?
Spot on, Shivani, spot on. I mean, you know, before everything, it's getting dark here and I could see the first drop of rain. Now, every fan assembled here feels this rain should be a passing shower and go. But that's the bad news from Nagpur. The good news is there are fans already. As you can see around me, you know, the atmosphere is incredible. There's all India support everywhere. People have been queuing up from 2 o'clock this afternoon. Hopefully there'll be no rain interruptions. Things will be clear. But the New Zealand side is good. I was at the Radisson Hotel this morning. You know, I was at the Radisson Hotel this morning and Kane Williamson and the New Zealand team was at the business centre doing a team meeting. And the little that one could speak to them, they look confident. They are very, very clear that this Indian side is the team to beat and they know that they have some real impact players. So your question was spot on, but home conditions, with you said 12th man in your VO, this is more than 12th man. 60,000, 55,000 Indians will do quite an impact. You guys want to say a cheer for India? I mean,
Right, Boria? Boria, hold on, we'll come back to you. But Nikhil, what do you make of the conditions advantage? We've had several people say that actually this is an ICC tournament. Even the tournament director said, you know, the pitches are going to be the same. It's not going to be undue advantage to the host. And given what we have seen as well, I don't think that the pitch will play that big a role, at least right now.
True. But Shivani, the size of the ground, at least at Nagpur, you know, this is towards the end of the Indian domestic season. It won't turn square, make no mistake about it. But even if the wickets are slightly on the slow side, if there's a little bit of turn, it will trouble the New Zealand batsmen. It's not just about picking the line of the ball and you hitting through the line. Because, you know, you've got to change your game a little bit, looking to shift gears. And you're looking at about 10 overs of spin. How well do you handle spin? You know, whether it's Corey Anderson, Kane Williamson, you spoke about Munro, who's got runs in the practice game as well.
Ross Taylor, he has enough experience playing in India and against spinners.
But don't forget Jadeja, Ashwin, these guys who've played against people like Ross Taylor, you know, some of the guys who played in the IPL, you know each other's game as well. If there's a hint of anything to extract from the surfaces, I think the spinners, those 10 overs of spin, will decipher which side the game is going to go.
Right, I did mention Ross Taylor, but actually the Achilles heel for the New Zealand team can be the fact that apart from him, not many have played much in India. But let me go across to Wasim Akram. Wasim, what do you make of India's favourite stag in this World Cup?
I believe in that. They are the favourites. I mean, this year they have played 11 games. They've won 10. They only lost one game. That too was in Pune against Sri Lanka on a dodgy wicket. It'll be good batting tracks. And a lot of teams like Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, they have been playing a lot of cricket, a lot of IPLs playing. A lot of players have been playing IPL here in India. So they are used to these conditions. Unless until it's a bit of a turner or a little bit of gripping. If the ball is dripping, probably India will, will do well consistently, but every other team is very well prepared and they know these wickets now. That's the dangerous part for India.
Absolutely. Boria, as far as conditions are concerned, what are you hearing in Nagpur? What can we expect from the pitch?
You know, it'll be a good batting deck, Shivani. I'm actually staying at the Vidarbha Recreation Club, which is inside the Jamtha premise, inside the stadium, and had an opportunity to go inside in the morning. And I was speaking to all the locals. They tell me it's going to be a good batting deck, which is usual for an ICC tournament. And as I speak to you, you can see the sun coming out. So that's good news. But it should be a good batting deck. Maybe a little bit of spin for sure, but nothing alarming. So it will be a good batting wicket here in Nagpur. It's always been. Question is, how much of the pressure will go to New Zealand? Because it's a relatively youngish side, and I heard you say, except Ross Taylor, not many have the experience. And you are absolutely right. You know, this crowd will be a volatile crowd. Can Kane Williamson control emotions? That will also, to a large extent, determine the outcome of this match.
Hi, Boria, Nikhil. Any sign of any dew whatsoever in Nagpur? If you were here, if you were there last evening?
No dew, Nikhil. Absolutely no dew. I was up till about 1 a.m. last night, and absolutely no dew, at least last night. Tonight we don't know. As we speak, the team buses are coming, so you can see delirious fans. You know, the team buses are making their way inside the stadium. So there are lots and lots of fans, you know, people queuing up. So it'll be interesting, but as of last night, there was no dew whatsoever.
All right, Boria, stay with us. Let's shift our attention to another story that's making the news. But before that, here's a report from our correspondent Rasesh Mandani on how fans cannot get enough of this opener in Nagpur.
It's not surprising that the 45,000 spectator capacity stadium that you see behind me has been completely sold out. Tickets ranging from about 500 to 12,500 were available to the public, and each of those tickets have been sold out. Remember, the last time a game was played at this venue in 2011 World Cup, India failed to get over the line against South Africa. But that was then. Since then, time has changed. India is in red-hot form, and the kind of form that Dhoni and his men are in, a lot of these spectators would be flocking in at the stadium to see the India's tournament opener against New Zealand, would be hoping that India has been able to create the sort of atmosphere that they can carry out throughout the tournament, which can help them on on April 3, I should say, in the final, to sail through. In Nagpur, with cameraman Samir Shanbag, Rasesh Mandani for India Today. Come on, India!
All right, it's going to be an absolute cracker because actually this will be cricketing-wise as well a pretty good contest, isn't it, Nikhil? New Zealand is a very, very dangerous side even without Brendan McCullum. But the other thing that's making news and is going to be consistently the focus in news is, of course, the India-Pakistan clash. Now, we are hearing that it's going to get the best possible start that especially Indian and Pakistani fans can ask for. Bollywood's biggest name, Amitabh Bachchan, will be at the City of Joy to sing the national anthem before the blockbuster clash. Big B played an active role when the two sides met in the 2015 World Cup as well, where he joined the commentary team for the match in Adelaide, remember. That's not all. Pakistan's famous classical singer, Shafaqat Amanat Ali, will sing Pakistan's national anthem as well. There are some high-profile names that will be at the venue, with former captains Imran Khan and Sachin Tendulkar expected to be felicitated as well. Let me go across to Boria Majumdar for more on that. Boria, tell us more.
You know, you're right, Shivani, about Mr. Bachchan. This is Saurav's plan. Saurav has been speaking to Mr. Bachchan over the last couple of days, and he has agreed to come and do the national anthem on the 19th. So his performance obviously will be a special attraction. Shafaqat Amanat Ali will sing the Pakistan national anthem on the 19th. Imran, Sachin, all of these celebrities will be there. There's a special felicitation ceremony where several of India Today's guests, Wasim Akram, Sachin Tendulkar, will be felicitated. And if you can see, there are some drops of rain, Shivani. So the weather is playing hide and seek. It's a crazy little atmosphere here in Nagpur. Fans here, everything's set, but hopefully weather will not play spoil sport. Coming back to Calcutta, every celebrity from every part of the world queuing in. So Saurav Ganguly, some more grey hairs, some more less hairs. 700,000 people asking for 70,000 tickets.
That's right. I'll be there too, Boria. So I will be picking on Saurav as well. But Boria, since you're mentioning the rain, that's going to be of major concern to the fans. I heard there's a saying that rain doesn't strike Nagpur twice. And since it was really cloudy last evening, perhaps these will be passing showers, if at all?
I hope so. And yesterday's flight to Nagpur, and this is common. I flew in from Calcutta, several people flew in from Mumbai. The flight was one of the most turbulent I've ever taken in my life, and I've taken quite a few. It was bad. So in terms of the weather, it's not been great, and it is raining now. There are droplets falling. The sun's out. Hopefully it'll clear up because I can see fairly blue skies. But the fact of the matter is you don't want a curtailed game against a side like New Zealand, which is full of power hitters and impact players. So for the sake of India, for the sake of the World T20, for the sake of this blockbuster clash, and these fans who've come here from morning, you don't want to play spoil sport here in Nagpur.
That's right. Now, speaking of Pakistan, their coach Waqar Younis came out and spoke to the media today and backed under fire skipper Shahid Afridi, saying that he found nothing wrong or controversial in Afridi's comments. Remember, Afridi has drawn a lot of criticism back in Pakistan and has been dragged to court as well for saying that he got more love in India than his own country. Waqar says it's important for the team to leave the controversy behind and focus on cricket. Meanwhile, though, criticism doesn't seem to be ending in Pakistan, with the Pakistan batsman Javed Mianat slamming Afridi for saying what he did.
तरह मैंने कहा कि इंडिया में हमने हमेशा क्रिकेट को बहुत एंजॉय किया, यहाँ के लोगों से बहुत प्यार मिला, इतना प्यार हमें पाकिस्तान में भी नहीं मिला, ये भी मैं आपको बता दूं, जितना प्यार हमें यहाँ मिला है। तो हम तो हमेशा क्रिकेट को एंजॉय करते हैं, और क्रिकेट स्पोर्ट्स आपकी ऐसी चीज है जो हमेशा आपस में मैंने देखा है अपने 20 साल में कि एक दूसरे को करीब लेके आए लोगों को।
Look, for me, I didn't find anything, that controversial in it. This is something he felt. These were such emotions. So I believe we should leave that rather than talking more about it and catching controversy out of nothing. But we are here to play cricket. We are here to beat the teams. We are here to play positive cricket. So I think we should focus on cricket. Is a better idea.
Let me go across to Wasim Akram on that. Wasim, even before the tournament begins, first controversy started by Shahid Afridi's comments. He's been dragged to court as well for committing treason and hurting sentiments. What do you make of this?
Yeah, I react. I mean, it's not a subject I should talk on, but generally I think what Afridi's said, that I also get as much as love in India as much as in Pakistan, probably came out wrong for Shahid Afridi. But again, it's taking to other level, other extreme. I mean, he's the captain of Pakistan team. He just arrived in the World Cup, delayed arrival, and now they're putting extra pressure on their own captain unnecessarily. But if Afridi said something like that, obviously in India cricketers are loved, not just from India, all over the world, and same in Pakistan. I mean, Virat Kohli is a massive hero in Pakistan, and everybody loves him the way he plays the game on. I wish all the luck to Shahid Afridi and Pakistan team.
That's right, Wasim, that's how many people feel really here as well. But do you feel that both countries should accept that fact as well, that, players from either country get as much love, whether in India or in Pakistan?
There's nothing wrong in it. Like I said, I mean, if for instance Virat or MS Dhoni comes to Pakistan, I promise you there'll be queues, there'll be traffic blocks, because they are the heroes of a lot of young cricketers, youngsters in Pakistan, because cricket is loved in Pakistan, cricket is loved in India. And I remember '99 tour, we got the standing ovation for Chennai test match after winning the test match against India. It was one of the best tour I was on, and we got looked after like anybody, enjoyed it thoroughly. And I think vice versa when India toured Pakistan in 2004 after a long time, and the Pakistanis looked after Indian team, the Indian crowd, it was unbelievable, and those were the happy days. I think generally we have to believe cricket is right there, and every Indian Pakistani just love their cricket heroes.
But Wasim, the most important question, do you feel it will put more pressure on Afridi and the Pakistan team that's already under the gun a little bit right now?
I hope not. Knowing Shahid Afridi, he must be concentrating on his game on the 16th. I think these things should come back to in his mind when he goes back to Pakistan. Right now, he's here on a job. He's here to play in this World Cup, and he's leading the Pakistan team. And I think he shouldn't be thinking what's happening back home. He should just play his cricket 100%.
Boria, what do fans in Nagpur feel? I'm sure a lot of them are anticipating the India-Pakistan match very, very keenly. What do they make of Afridi's comments?
Let me just actually ask a few of the fans. Shahid Afridi has said that he's more loved in India than in Pakistan. What do you make of that comment?
It's natural. It's natural affection actually. That is natural. That is natural.
Yeah, that's actually a good comment by Shahid Afridi, and we all know that we all love India and Pakistan are like two countries but one border. So we all love you.
So there you see, Shivani, there's a lot of spirit. I mean, ultimately, India-Pakistan cricket, everyone wants to watch India-Pakistan. Yes, everyone wants India to win. But having said that, Shahid Afridi is much loved here.
That's right, Boria. But Nikhil, do you feel that it will put extra pressure on the team?
Well, I guess what's happened after the statement, maybe it puts a little more pressure on the Pakistan team and of course Shahid Afridi. I think where it came out from, I agree with Wasim. He probably meant to say, I get a lot of love in India as well, similar to as Pakistan as well, but it just came out wrong. And I think I said this in one of our earlier shows as well. It probably didn't come out as Shahid Afridi probably wanted it to come out. So, it's just a passing statement. Shivani, he's probably just trying to say that, both the countries, they want to see more cricket. The sentiments were coming from there. But Javed Miandad jumping in, and then...
He actually even thrashed PCB for allowing,
so it's just getting out of proportion. It wasn't that big a statement, to be very honest. And you could hear the fans as well saying that, in terms of cricketers, if you are a world-renowned cricketer, Indian fans would love you for that. And I guess for Shahid Afridi, it's the same.
Absolutely. Now, Wasim, you've had many encounters in India. As a player, as a bowling coach or as a commentator, have you felt conscious of a Pakistani identity or have you always been showered with love in India as well?
Truthfully, wherever I went, I got love in India, even in the second tier cities, even in big cities, even in the hotels, even at the airport today. When I landed, immigration got me on side, gave me, special treatment. They shook hands with me and they welcomed me. And I think that's incredible. I feel comfortable here as much as I feel comfortable in my home.
Well, that's really nice to hear, Wasim, and we hope it stays like that for you and everybody else. Boria Majumdar, we'll look forward to seeing you again at 6:30 p.m., which is when our mega coverage for the opener against New Zealand begins again. Wasim Akram will be joining us as well. We'll also be joined by former India captain Saurav Ganguly, and we'll get you an expert comment from Kapil Dev as well. Not to forget, former England captain Nasser Hussain will be joining our panel this evening as well, along with Nikhil Chopra. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll be back in a couple of hours.
Talking about Team India and T20.
To do for your preparation. So I think there has to be a good balance between everything. So I think awareness counts big time in big tournaments. So does...
पैसे वाले बाबू मेरा बजट बना दो, पैसे वाले बाबू मेरा बजट बना दो, बजट बना दो, बजट बना दो, पैसे वाले मेरा बजट